Hello guys, welcome to another video on the CCNP security exam for the exam 300-209, which is the SIMOS exam topic, exam CCNP security exam. And we are going to be configuring a secure communication, and in this one we are going to go over implementing DMVPN. It's going to be DMVPN phase 2, so it's going to have a hub and spoke, and also we'll have a spoke to spoke communication, and we're going to be using IPv4, and we're also going to implement IPSEC inside DMVPNs, so we can secure so we can provide data confidentiality, integrity, and anti-replay. All right, so let's go ahead and start with this. Here's my topology over here. I have Kirk HQ. This one is going to be my hub. So the hub is where all the other connections are going to be connecting to, so they can form that DMVPN dynamic tunnel, right? So let's go ahead and start with my um, configuration. And over here, I have communication with everything, but we have not formed any tunnels. So from the hub, we need to start with the hub, and we need to go ahead and configure a interface tunnel 0. From here, we need to give it, first, I like to give it a tunnel source gigabit 00. That's going to be the source. Then I like to give it an IP address, which is going to be 192.168.10.1, and everybody that's going to be in this tunnel needs to be in the same network. So Kirk 2 is going to be 192.168.10.2. Kirk 3 is going to be the 10.3. Okay, there it is. So after we do that, let's go ahead and do an IP NHRP. Let's do a question mark, and we're going to do an NHRP map. It's going to be a multicast, and the multicast is going to be dynamic. Multicast means those are the type of packets that OSPF, ERGRP, or RIP, or those dynamic routing protocols. That's what they send whenever they send packets, they use a multicast packet, right? So I'm saying dynamic because I'm going to get packets from different locations, Kirk 2 and also Kirk 3. All right, and then let's go ahead and do a no IP split horizon ERGRP 10. And you guys should know what this does, ERGRP. In the ERGRP protocol, whenever if I learn 192 that if I learn this 10.10.2.1, I'm going to learn it on gigabit 00. Then I won't advertise it out this way because of a split horizon. So if I don't advertise it out on this interface, the same interface that I learn it, then Kirk 3 won't learn about 10.10.10.2, and Kirk 2 won't learn about 10.10.10.3. So that's why you want to disable it. Okay. Also, is you want to do a nose. Forgot what it is. A no, not a no self-service. You want to do a well, you want to do a no um, IP redirect, right? Good. And then you want to do an IP NHRP network ID. It's going to be network ID 10. Tunnel mode, DRE is going to be a multi-point. Multi-point meaning that we are going to have multiple routers connected to this interface. So it's going to be a multi-point. It's not going to be a point-to-point. It's not going to be a spoke-to-spoke communication. It's going to be a hub-to-spoke. Okay. So that's done. So we did no split horizon. We did the map to multicast. We did the network ID, tunnel source, and the IP address. So now what I want to do is I want to do a router. The IGRP is going to be 10 because I set over here to no split horizon. Where is it? No split horizon 10. So I need to use the same one. No auto summary. And then the network, I want to add my the network of the tunnel. And then I want to add my network of that local interface or that local network that I have, which is this one right here. Okay, so after that is done, I want to go ahead and configure IPSEC, and it's going to be with IKE version 1, which is a lot faster to configure. So let's go ahead and do that. Crypto ISACamp. We're going to do a policy. It's going to be policy 10. And encryption, we're going to use 3 for that. Hashing algorithm, we're going to be using MD5 for that. And for, oops, hashing algorithm, MD5. Group number is going to be 2. And authentication, we're going to use pre-share key. And all this needs to match from Kirk2 and Kirk3. All that stuff needs to match. After I'm done, I need to go ahead and configure my pre-share key. So the way they do that, you do a crypto ISACamp key CCMP security. Um, and after that, you want to do an address. And I want to say that I want to use it for any IP address. So any IP address that wants to authenticate with this key is going to be able to do it. It just needs to match with my CCMP key. If they don't match, they won't be able to authenticate, and we won't be able to form that IKEv1 phase 1 tunnel. In the phase 1 tunnel, what it does, it protects the phase 2, which is the IPSEC tunnel, which we are going to configure right now. And you do a crypto IPSEC, you want to do a transform set, you want to do T set, ESP, we're going to use AES 256, and ESP shot with HMAC. The mode is going to be tunnel mode. Then after that is done, you want to go ahead and do a um, crypto IPSEC again. And over here, we're going to configure a profile. And all you need to do in this IPSEC profile is that we need to set the transform set to what we name the transform set T set. Now that we got to go to the tunnel interface, and we need to go do a tunnel protection IPSEC profile, and we attach that IPSEC profile that we have configured. There it is. Now ISACamp is going to turn on. Great. So ISACamp is on. Everything is good. All that is good. Live is good. So we are done configuring the hub. Now let's go ahead and move on to Kirk2. Um, config T. We want to go to interface tunnel 0. Or you can make whatever tunnel you want. It doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and set the IP address real quick, 192.168.10.2. Then we want to do an IP NHRP, network ID 10, IP NHRP NHS. NHS means is the next hop server, and the next hop server needs to point to the hub. So the hub logical IP address or the IP address of the tunnel is 192.168.10.1. And then you want to do the NBMA IP address, which is the IP address of gigabit 00, 192.168.1.10, done. And then you want to do IP NHRP, let's see, NHRP, IP NHRP, NHS, right? You want to do the, actually IP NHRP, now NHS, you want to do IP NHRP map, and you want to map to 192.1.10.1, and say it's going to be a multicast. Did I do this right? Map NHRP. Oh, we need to put map the multicast. 192.1.10.1. Done. I believe I configure this one incorrectly. This one needs to be the NBMA IP address, which is 10, which is 192.1.10, .10.1. I don't know what I was doing. So it's going to be this one. And let's go ahead and negate the other one. So we're going to say no for that one. There we go. So we are just going to keep this one. This IP NHRP map multicast is good. After that is configured, let's go ahead and do a ID, the network ID. Let's do the tunnel source, which is gigabit 00, right? Is the one going out. Let's go ahead and do the tunnel mode GRE multipoint. Okay, so that is done. You can see that the tunnel is up and running. So after that is done, let's go ahead and do a router ERGRP. It needs to match the same as the hub is 10. Let's go ahead and do no auto summary. Add a couple networks 192.168.10.0, which is the network of the tunnel. Then do the network 10.10.2.0 Good. I have not seen that the ERGRP has formed a neighbor relationship. So something going on. Let me see, did I miss anything? Let's go ahead and do shall run. Let's see if I missed something from the interface configuration. Um, IP address, good. Multicast, good. Network ID, this and this. Let's go ahead and configure IPSEC with IKEv1. Crypto, ISACAMP policy, 10, encryption, 3DES, hashing algorithm, MD5, group number 2, authentication pre-share key. Exit, crypto, ISACAMP key, CCMP security, needs to match. Um, Address, that's the address, good. Now let's go ahead and do a crypto, IPSEC, and this one is going to be the transform set. We're just going to call it tset, ESP, AES, this needs to match as well. ESP, SHA with HMAC, the mode is going to be tunnel mode, exit, then we can do crypto IPSEC profile, we're just going to name it IPSEC profile. Then we have to go into the interface, tunnel 0, and we gotta attach that tunnel protection IPSEC profile IPSEC profile. But actually, before we do that, um, let's go ahead and do this. But we have to go back to do it. Crypto IPSEC. I forgot to do the set transform set to tset. There we go. Let's go ahead and go to the tunnel 0, shut it down, and then do no shutdown. ISACAMP is now on. Let's go ahead and verify. We can see that we are getting some errors over here, or we were getting some errors. Let's go ahead and do show run section ERGRP. ERGRP. There we go. 192. And that show run section ERGRP. Okay, so that 10.0. Show IP interface brief. 10.1. Show IP interface brief. It's looking good. So what's going on? Let's go ahead and do show run. See what's wrong with those interfaces. Show run. So for the Kirk 2, okay, so it looks like we deleted the incorrect one, so we had to go to this tunnel, and we forgot to config T interface tunnel 0. You gotta do an IP, NHRP, NHS 192.168.1.1, and BMA 192.1.10.1. Let's go ahead and shut it down, and then I'll shut down. As the camp is off, now it is on. From here, everything seems to be good. Show IP, show run. So from Kirk2, multicast is good. IP NHRP network 10, IP NHRP NHS. NHS needs to be 10. I configured incorrectly again. What's wrong with me today? Config T interface tunnel 0. Let's negate this. And then it needs to be 10.1. And there you go. Your ERP now is up and running. Show IP route. Now we should see the EIGRP route for 10.10.1.1 and for 192.168.10.1 as well via EIGRP. There you go. So 10.10.1.0 network, which is this one, via 192.168.10.1, which is going to go via the tunnel. And if it's going via the tunnel, it's going to be encrypted. And if you want to do a show crypto IPSEC SA, you can see that stuff is being encrypted and decrypted. And if you want to do a ping 10.10.1.1, we're going to repeat it 100 times. And we can do show IPSA. You can see that it went up by 100 times. So it is working. Good. So now let's go ahead and go into Kirk3 and configure Kirk3 with DMVPN. Config T, interface tunnel. Well, actually, before we do any of this, let's go ahead and configure IPSEC or IPSEC first. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do a show NHRP stats. Here are my stats. Show, oops. And then let's go ahead and do a show DMVPN. You can see that DMVPN is up and running. We have 192.1.20.1, which is this one right here, Kirk2. And it's connected via this tunnel, 192.168.10.2, which is this one right here. So we only have one tunnel. Let's go ahead and create the other tunnel with Kirk3. And let's go ahead and do, like I said, we're going to configure IPSEC first. So ISACAMP policy, or policy is going to be policy 10, or whatever policy you want to name yours. You just need to match encryption, 3DES, authentication, pre-share key, hashing, MD5, and group number 2. So encryption, authentication, hashing, group number 2, good. Exit, crypto, ISACAMP key, CCNP security. This needs to match the address, any IP address, good. Crypto, IPSEC transform set. We're going to name it tset, ESP, AES 256 ESP SHA with HMAC, mode, tunnel, crypto, IPSEC profile, IPSEC profile, set, transform set, tset, good. Now let's go into the interface tunnel 0, Let's go ahead and give an IP address first. 192.168.10.3. IP NHRP network ID 10. IP NHRP NHS next hop server is 192.168.10.1. Like I said, everything needs to match, or everything needs to point to an X-hop server, which is the hub, and it's this tunnel IP interface 168.10.1, then NBMA, which is 192.1.10.1. Okay, and then IP NHRP map multicast to 192.1.10.1. All right, then IP mode tunnel source gigabit 00, tunnel mode GRE multipoint. Okay, let's see if I'm missing anything. It looks like I'm good. So now we need to just go ahead and attach tunnel mode or tunnel protection IPSEC profile, IPSEC profile. Now ISAC camp is going to turn on. Good. Let's go ahead and do a router EIGRP 10, no auto summary, network 10.10.3.0, 255, and then let's add the network 192.168.10.0. EIGRP should establish a neighbor relationship. There we go. Up and running, so that's good. And show IP route. We see the route for 10.10.1.0, which is Kirk headquarters, and 10.10.10.2, or 10.10.10.2.0, which is Kirk 2. So we have connectivity between those two. Now if we go into Kirk 2, and if we do that show DMVPN, you can see now that we have two DMVPN peers. The MVMA IP address is 192.1.20.1, which is for Kirk 2, and the tunnel interface, or the tunnel IP address, is 192.168.10.2. I believe that's the IGRP that we are using. And for Kirk 3, 192.1.30.1, tunnel interface 192.168.10.3, using the IGRP. That's what I believe it is. Now if we go to Kirk 2 and we do a show DMVPN, we only have one connection. Let's see if we ping from Kirk 2. Let's go ahead and ping 10.10.2.1. So we ping that. Let's go ahead and go to Kirk 2. And we are going to do a show DMVPN now. And now you can see that we have two DMVPN tunnels. One is a static one, which is to Kirk 2, and it is a static because we did the IP NHRP NHS and pointed to the Kirk headquarters and all that, so that's why it's a static. And then the other one was run via EIGRP, which is 192.1.30.1, and Kirk 2 should show something similar. There we go. Also, if we do a show crypto IPSEC SA, we are going to see that we have a tunnel built for 192, which is the local, right? 192.1.30.1, the local NBMA IP address. And this one points to 192.1.20.1. So this one is pointing to Kirk 2. And then we should have another one right here pointing to 192.1.10.1. So you can see that it's 40, 41, and 44. Now if we do a ping 10.10.1.1 and we're going to repeat it 100 times, show crypto IPSEC SA, you're going to see that we did not see it for this one because this one is for Kirk 2. But if we scroll down and we go to the other SA, you can see that it went up by 100 times. But what we want to do is go ahead and ping that 2.1, which is curve 2, 100 times. And if you go show crypto IPSEC SA, you can see that it went up, it decapsulated, but it didn't encrypt it, which is really funny. I don't see any errors over here. Interesting. Let's go into curve 2, show IP IRP or show IP routes. So we do have these routes to here. And it's via 192.168.10.1. So everything it is going through um, the curve 2 headquarters using tunnel 0. So if we go, okay, let's go ahead and do a show crypto IPSEC SA again. It went up by 100 more times, so that means that everything is going through the hub. There's no spoke-to-spoke communication. Okay, so I believe this is it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video on DMVPN, and this one was for DMVPN phase 2, and we also use IPSEC with IKEv1. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys like this video, I want you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And also, you should go ahead and follow me on Twitter. It's a real cool Twitter account that I have. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at CCNA Daily Tips. And if you don't have a Twitter account, go ahead and create a Twitter account and then follow me on Twitter at CCNA Daily Tips. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye, and I love you.